Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Maggie and Ferocious Mondays. Today, we're going to be reviewing our last segment of the first episode of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, Season 1, Episode 1C, Recipe for Trouble. In this episode, Hamilton the chef needs an extra big pumpkin for one of his famous recipes, but when the Beast and Maggie arrive with the other ingredients, they find that Hamilton has dug his way into a problem. Now, this episode is just, the atmosphere is just the beginning of it, and the whole scenery of it with the pumpkin patch is just so beautiful. I don't know about you, but I feel like since my best friend, she's a Halloween girly, I feel like this whole cozy setting might be up her alley with the whole pumpkin patch and just the orange. There's a lot of orange we see in the episode. Not only that, but just Hamilton just cooking. I always love it when Hamilton cooks up recipes like the pumpkin bread he made in the beginning, and of course the recipe they're trying to make in this episode, which is, and I quote, pumpkin souffle brulee flambe, which is just, it's always so fun to say. That rhymed. That rhymed. So yeah, I love this episode so much. It just makes me crave any pumpkin treat. It's just so, it's very it's a very autumny episode. Autumn, that's what I'm trying to say. It gives off very autumn episodes. Like, it's a good episode to play like during the fall, or heck, even Halloween. I know it's not really spooky, but we'll get to a spooky episode later down the line. Don't worry. But fall, definitely. Halloween, I mean, it's your choice. You can still play it during Halloween. I would. But autumn, absolutely. And just and the River of Dreams is the first time where they go to the River of Dreams, where we see the they're trying to get Maggie and Beast. They're trying to get cream and sugar. They're trying to get cream and sugar and cinnamon for the recipe. It's just so beautiful. And I like how Beast, when Maggie asks Beast, can he use one of his spots? I like how he's like, pick a spot, any spot. And then, of course, we head over to Hamilton's plot where he's trying to find the best pumpkin. And what he does is, I don't know if this is a thing, but he taps it. I think he kind of sniffs some one at a time. I think he did quote that he needed a perfect pumpkin. And I don't know if that's just a thing to him or something to do with the filling. If I'm missing something, let me know. But like the tapping, I never really got the tapping part. Not saying I'm against it, but I don't really get it on my end. I mean, if you want to tap a pumpkin to find the perfect pumpkin for your recipes, go ahead. You know, no, not my. It's I have no problem with that at all. I'm just a bit confused. You know. And then we have him finding a giant pumpkin, and of course we have the saying, don't dig yourself into a bigger hole. And he digs himself into the giant pumpkin, which is oh goodness, that I wouldn't want to be in that situation either. But how did he not get his clothes dirty? Because if you guys watch the show, you know how much Hamilton hates, with a capital H on his sweater, hates getting his sweater dirty. And we'll see that in another episode down the line with Nedley. But yeah. He did get himself dirty with the pumpkin seeds when Beast told him to jump, which is really funny. And of course, we have Beast, who at the beginning with his little lines saying, "I have a ferocious appetite," and then him saying, "I do love pumpkin," which is really, really cute. And a ferocious appetite, like, that's something I need to use nowadays. That's something I need to use. And then we have and then we have Beast straight up. I wouldn't really call it a threat, but the way it sounded to me when Hamilton didn't want to take off his clothes to tie it so that he can make a rope, because he didn't have a rope in his box, so Maggie can pull him up along with Beast. He's when he hesitates, Beast says, and I quote, "That settles it. I'm eating this pumpkin." And he says it in that tone, and that, I mean, that kind of caught me off guard when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I find it funny, but I mean, dude, calm down. We know you love pumpkin, but your friend's in there, and besides, you can have a lot of pumpkin with your little treat. But anyway, but of course, Beast talks him out of it, and he does it. I mean, talks him into it, and he does it. And luckily, he's saved. He's saved. And towards the end of the episode, Hamilton has all the ingredients, and he was finally able to make his pumpkin souffle, brulee, flambe for Maggie and Beast and him. And I'm happy that Hamilton didn't take all the credit. That's what I love about cartoons. When cartoons have a plot about characters working together, and then the other characters that helps that character that's trying to reach their goal, be like, "Oh, you did it! You did it! You did it!" And I'm happy that the other character who is mainly had the idea of doing what they had to do, be like, doesn't take all the credit, because Hamilton says, "Aw, you helped," which is really nice, because that just shows how good friends they are. Nobody takes the credit. They all take credit for each other, and that's just so sweet and beautiful. And of course, we have Beast. When he has his tree, he doesn't eat a spoon like Maggie and Hamilton. He just throws the whole thing in his mouth, because, like he said, he has a ferocious appetite, and he did the same thing earlier in the episode with the pumpkin bread loaf. Oh man. So overall, out of these three segments, I feel like this segment is by far my favorite. Don't get me wrong, I love my one and only box. It was really good. You already heard about my a little bit of critiques with Spot the Spot, how it kind of lost the plot. But this episode, I love it. The whole autumny vibes with it, it's so much fun. It's so beautiful, and it's a really, really good episode. So, out of my out of all the segments in this episode, a Recipe for Trouble is my number one favorite. My one and only box coming in second place, and Spot the Spot coming in third place. So, yeah. And as for the rating of this episode, I will happily give it a 10. It's getting a 10, because it's a really good episode. It gets you all cozy, with a little bit of with a little bit of problem. It's still a nice cozy episode that you can just bundle up to watching, especially during the autumn. And who knows, maybe while watching this episode, snuggling up watching this episode, maybe you can even make a pumpkin souffle brulee flambe. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's just so much fun to say. It's really fun to say. So yes, Recipe for Trouble is getting a 10. And with that, we have finished all the segments of the very first episode. And I feel like this first batch of episodes were really good, showed a lot of things to come, and we didn't really explore a lot of the places in this world just yet, but but we will later on down the line. I feel like just the center trio episodes with these first few episodes were really good. We got to introduce to the characters, Beast, Maggie, Hamilton. So overall, really good first batch of episodes. Really, really, really good. So, tune in with me next time, as we will be moving on to our second installment, our second episode, at least according to Treehouse Direct, once again. So tune in with me next time, as we'll be reviewing Season 1, Episode 2A, The Lemonade Stand. See you all next time. Great googly moogly.